Sometimes I wonder, do the basketball gods show special favors towards the Lakers? I mean, they almost always have the best players of every decade since the very conception of the league. Just before the Celtics won last year, they were tied for the winningest NBA team of all time. They always have the most beautiful stars on courtside, even when they suck. And most recently, they even drafted Dalton Knecht, the shooter who's been touched by the basketball gods and miraculously fell to the Lakers' lap. So yeah, they got Dalton Knecht at pick 17 and is an absolute bucket. Just to underline his scoring prowess and how unlikely the Lakers are to get him that low, he had 19 games where he scored over 20 points and 8 games where he scored over 30. Oh, he's also the first player in the SEC since Shaquille O'Neal to score back-to-back 35-point games. And for the OGs who happen to bump into this video, Knight's 6 35-point games broke decades of Bernard King's record of 5 35-point games. Yep, La La Land just stole one lottery pick. But as astonishing as those accomplishments are, his unique and to some extent uncharted journey is even more improbable. He wasn't really ranked in high school, so he ended up playing for JUCO before he transferred to Northern Colorado, where he grew 5 more inches and blossomed into the deadly scorer that he is. As grueling of a journey and as improbable of odds that is to overcome, that wasn't even enough to improve his draft stock. Luckily, he got a chance to have an extra year of college and used that to transfer to Tennessee, where he evolved to be the unanimous SEC Player of the Year and skyrocketed his draft stock to be a sure lottery pick. But still, why did he fall all the way to 17? As head-scratching as this might sound, the sole reason why 16 teams passed on drafting him is because of his age. The guy is 23 years old in his first season in the NBA. Yes, you heard that right. Not skill or character, not even fit to the team. I mean, he's one of the best shooters in his draft class. And in today's NBA, shooters, especially of his caliber, will fit any team. Why does age matter? To be oversimplistic, in the lens of NBA scouts and front offices, the older the guy, the lower his ceiling. Or even if he has shown glimpses of a high ceiling, there's a low probability that he will reach it. To piggyback on that metaphor, the older the rookie, the shorter the runway he has to get to that ceiling. A more nuanced way of looking at this, though, is the older the rookie gets drafted, the less malleable they are to be the player their teams need them to be. How a team utilizes and optimizes players considers different factors, like how he fits their system, their personnel, especially their stars, and even their current direction as a franchise. And those are just for starters. Time will ultimately judge whether they're right or wrong. What's clear, though, is even with just those considerations, drafting a 23-year-old rookie weighed heavily on the first 16 front offices who drafted last June. But how about the Lakers? Why didn't it matter that much to them? Mainly, it's really tough to be choosy when you're begging. It's tough to pass on talent, especially of his caliber, even with the potential risk when you're basically needy for every bit of talent that fits your cap. In this case, however, clearly, they got more than they could have ever hoped for. They didn't just draft a much-needed shooter. They actually landed a puzzle piece that significantly helps make sense of all the pieces that they already have. While having an established hierarchy and construct might be limiting for younger players, especially for high upside and would-be superstars, for players like Dalton Knecht, who has a developed game that can be recalibrated to almost every system, playing for a team like the Lakers is a match made in Hollywood heaven. It's no secret that everything the Lakers run goes through LeBron and AD. Well, it used to run through AD. And playing off their gravity is what Knight is really good at. It's almost like he has found his life's calling by just playing floating around them. Knight has always been a deadly shooter. His 39.7% from 3 on 8.5 attempts per game, while scoring 21.7 points in his last year in college, are peak Splash Brothers level. And it's not just the numbers. Watch him sprint from the corner, play off screens, or just how he moves off ball. Squint a little, and it looks a little bit like clay out there. The Lakers knew this, and they exploited it, leading them to 6 consecutive wins. To put things in perspective, his offensive rating exploded all the way up to plus 13.2. far exceeding LeBron and AD's offensive rating. During this stretch, he also burned the Jazz for 37 points and made 9 threes. Granted, this is just a small sample size, but this surprised a lot of NBA folks. When come to think of it, it shouldn't have been that surprising, since he averaged 47.8% on three-point spot-ups, or basically 1.22 points per spot-up possessions. That puts him in the 94th percentile just last year in college. LA realized this and optimized his game and boosted his production by running simple and multiple off-ball and screen actions for him. Getting himself to the corners and elbows has wreaked havoc on the defense trying to keep up with him and the ball handler during this stretch. Every time he runs through screens or makes any off-ball movement, it's almost certain something good is about to happen. He has the jump shot that makes you think life is good. He's got the flick of the wrist that gives you that happy spirit. Again, he's not a standstill shooter or a lazy off-ball scorer who just waits and camps in the corners when he doesn't have the ball. He's a very active off-ball guy who is a master at back cuts, serving as a release valve when the defense overloads on attacks to the rim, or just with a threat from their offensive creators. He's also a very opportunistic cutter who understands the angles he can utilize on. And because he's a sneaky, explosive athlete, especially off 2 feet, defenses from time to time are still caught off guard by a shooting guard who can throw down lob passes. And though it's not yet that pronounced, since he has been given just a few doses here and there, he can actually initiate actions or run secondary attacks with his advanced skill set. He can run a few pick and rolls here with his advanced ball handling, attack the rim with his explosiveness and ambidexterity, and even mix it up with crafty fakes because of his shooting threat. A variation of this that really causes clear concern and confusion to opposing teams is when the Lakers initiate a play with a dribble handoff or fake and proceed with an attack. What this causes are driving lanes and therefore easy kickouts and dump-offs. It's in these instances that his high basketball IQ and mature overall understanding of the game are on display, with how he supplements his teammates and gives the game what it needs. His savvy movement to get open, his organized and ready form that wastes no movement for a catch and shoot, and sharp triple threat attack when the defense invites it. He already got the perfect nickname, Night 4, and his game might just be the perfect fit for the Lakers to have any business come playoff time. The early hot start, along with its immaculate vibe, has already subsided. The Christmas Day win feels great, but that feels like a long time ago. One thing that gives me a euphoric feeling is when Dalton Knecht gets going. He's almost a hand-in-glove fit to LeBron, who has had great success in the past with wing shooters. Think of Mike Miller, J.R. Smith, Shane Battier, Ray Allen, and KCP, for example. What's more intriguing, though, is that compared to those players who already peaked, if not declined when they got to be teammates of LeBron, Knecht, even with his defined role, still has lots of room to grow. One, because this is just his first year in the association, and second, because he has a track record that shows how frequently he breaks through the ceilings people place on him. But maybe as important as the previous two, if not more, is because the Lakers need him to. Nonetheless, whether it's through a big three route or via a dynamic duo with a loaded roster, like the champions in recent years, if this team could ever go back up to the mountaintop, an essential step is to have players that outplay their contract, like Dalton Knecht. Jared McCain, one of the top rookies, already went down and is out indefinitely. And though top rookies like Alexander Sarr, Zachary Risachet, and Stephen Castle have been solid for most of the year, no one in this year's draft class has cemented their case as the favorite. Do you think Dalton has a chance at being Rookie of the Year? Let me know in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.